We all would love to get our hands on allocated bourbon, but finding them and then the price tag associated with them, that's always going to be our biggest challenge. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 allocated bourbons that are actually worth your time to hunt for. Let's go! How are y'all doing today? My name's Chris. Welcome back to Bourbon Sane. I've had a couple allocated bourbon videos that I've put out recently, and honestly, this is something I got to thinking about the other day, and there are so many allocated whiskeys out there these days. A lot of them, even the allocated stuff, you know you're never even going to probably see it. I mean, no chance, or if you do, it's going to be a couple $1,000s to get. I'm talking things like your Pappies, like your B-Tax, that kind of stuff. This list today we're going to be talking about is not stuff that's going to be completely unattainable. I tried to make sure I only included things that you actually might have a chance to see. I'd say maybe once a year I see these bottles, or more on some of them, but I want people to at least have a chance to see them, or, locally in your area, hopefully they will show up at some point. So limiting it to just 5 was very difficult, but honestly, I don't want this to be a 2-hour video, so we're going to do just 5 today. My choices for allocated bottles that I think it's still worth hunting for in 2026. Let's go right into number 1. Okay, coming in number 5 today is a bottle that I see maybe a couple times a year pop up on social media. Never actually seen one sitting on the shelf, but stores will advertise it to try to get you in the door and get other stuff. And that is the Weller 107. Now, in other markets, I've heard that this is actually a little bit more available. I mean, Michigan's still awful. I know in the South, the Special Reserve is pretty much everywhere you can find that. But 107 is a bottle that you should always still pick up, even at that $60 to $70 price point. I just think it drinks that good at the 107 proof. Buffalo Trace, we all know about their allocation. We all know about their issues with that, their distribution. But honestly, this is probably my favorite wheated mash bill on the market. I just love Buffalo Trace's wheated mash bill. Obviously, their older expressions are going to be better, as far as taste and flavor go, that kind of thing. But honestly, even their Special Reserve, that's one of my go-to recommendations for anyone starting into whiskey. Just 90 proof, gives you a great introduction to that sweetness, that creaminess that comes through, and almost like a caramel Werther's, that comes through all the time. So I've always loved the 107 flavor profile. Classic Buffalo Trace cherry in there, and just immense sweetness. Easy sipping. I'll always pick it up if I ever see one. Coming in at number 4 today is a bottle that I truly do love, but honestly, it's probably the most expensive one on our list. M10, Michter's 10 year. In the past, especially like 5 to 10 years, like that length, 5 years plus ago, these were my favorite single barrels on the market. The last one I had was probably about 2 years back now, so I didn't get one of last year's, but this is just really good. Really good stuff. They used to be available for about $150. Now it's like $250 for these bottles. So that is my biggest gripe and my biggest issue with these. I included this on the list because I actually have a store near me that has these on the shelf. But again, they're pushing like $300, so I'm not doing it. I won't do it. Like, I will not pay secondary prices again anymore. A little bit over retail, okay. I get it, especially for your local places. But I cannot do secondary prices anymore. Like, I just can't do it. So... but these are always very solid. You're getting a 10-year age statement, and just the barrels they're choosing from for these single barrels, I haven't had a bad one yet. I haven't. Michter's long one of the distilleries I've loved for a long time. And honestly, on this list, I could have included, let me grab one, their other expressions too. I've got their Toasted Barrel Rye here. This is one of my favorite ryes ever. I just love this Toasted Barrel Rye, barrel-proof rye, mind you. That's part of the reason. But everything Michter's is doing is very good. Finding them is very difficult. I've ever seen this one time. Couldn't put that on the list. But I think in general, if you can find these Michter's, and if you're wanting to splurge for an occasion, like a wedding or something like that, and you've got something coming up, it's definitely a bottle you're going to enjoy. And when you pop it and share with friends, you're not going to be disappointed by it. Coming in at number 3 today, and honestly, this is going to be a surprise pick for a lot of you. But the reason I'm including it is because of how solid it is, and honestly, being able to find it. Penelope. This is their estate collection. So specifically, I'm talking estate collection with these. They've got, I think, 4 expressions in the estate collection. I have had 2. This is their 10-year private select. They also have a Founder's Reserve, which is 13 years. I want to say an Omega, which is French stave. That's the other one I've had. Just a sample, not a full bottle. But really, really good for that, too. I mean, much prefer that to like the 46, French oak. These are just really solid. The best part about these is it's only $100. I can't remember if they're all $100. I'll correct myself if it's wrong, but this bottle was $99.99. Wasn't marked up extra. It was only a few bottles on the shelf, so there was more than one. But at that price point, I was like, man, this is worth the gamble to get something that's kind of a limited edition release. And I didn't even have to do that much hunting for it. That's the best part. Penelope has now officially reached the point of being one of the better blending companies out there. They're still craft, if you will, or they do all blending. It's a blending company. I don't think they make any of their own distillate. Owned by MGP now, though, so it's very possible they are going to be, or doing something along only Penelope line, if you will. So very, very solid, though. If you guys haven't had any of these from Penelope at all, especially their older expressions or even their limited releases, their one-offs like the Rio, really, really good. Worth the pickup. Won't be disappointed by it. Coming in at number 2 today, and this is another Buffalo Trace product. So yes, allocated of course, but actually seen a few more bottles popping up around here. So good news. I don't know if it's the tariffs, other countries not getting whiskey like we are in the United States right now, but these are actually showing up a little bit more. Still not like the Almaty-Lees, not the Rock Hill Farms, but I've seen some Staggs, and I've seen more posts about the Wellers, as mentioned. So is there a better barrel proof on the market for about $60-ish retail? $60, $70? Probably not. Elijah Craig barrel proof used to be that for me. It was always head-to-head with Stagg Jr. These are just always very good. Usually between 6 and 8 years blended. Batch variants can happen because they're different releases, but they're actually doing store picks on these too. And I've heard most store picks of these are just very, very good. Think of this as like the little brother to the George T. Stagg. Most of them, at least most batches these days, don't live up anywhere near to where the Staggs are, the actual Staggs, big boy Staggs. But for the price point, if you can get these at retail, it is kind of worth hunting for. Especially if you've never had one before. It's one of the better barrel proofs on the market. It's that amazing, delicious Buffalo Trace profile that just sucks you right in, because it's good for everyone almost. It really is, and really solid. So if you do see a Stagg or Stagg Jr., you get a lead on one, it's definitely worth picking up. Alright, before we go into number 1 today, please do me a favor and like this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and let me know what is that allocated bourbon that you will actually try to hunt for or seek out because you like it that much. My number 1 choice, probably the most rare or hardest to find on this list, the old Russell's Reserves. This is a Russell's 13. So I absolutely love this bottle. It takes you back to like the time of the 80s and early 90s of turkey. It's not the same as like a Dusty Turkey, Dusty 101 or a Goldfold. Not to that level, honestly. But it gives you remnants. It does. It kind of takes you on that journey. These are barrel proof, 13 year. This, I want to say, is still a bottle from their first or second release they did of the 13. But 58% almost. And it just is so good. It's just so good. Once again, about once a year I'll see these. Once a year. No, I'll see them, but I haven't seen them retail. That's been the hardest part for me. So hence why I haven't bought a backup yet of this or haven't cracked this one. I've already gone through 1 bottle of these. But it's very difficult for me to open my other bottles when I know I might not ever be able to replace it because I love it that much. But believe me, it will be opened at some point. It's just delicious turkey. My favorite distillery. It just agrees with my flavor profile, my palate. I'll take this bottle over almost anything else in the world, including like almost all the BTACs. WLW, maybe a little bit better depending on the day, depending on my palate. But if you can ever find one of these, especially at retail, man, I know it's a couple $100 usually for these, you have to buy it. You have to buy it. This is one of these bottles where I probably would pay not secondary, but I would pay a pretty decent amount over retail for it because I like it that much. May cut into my kids' college fund, but it's that good. It is really that good. All right, well, I appreciate you watching the video today. Thank you so much for being here. I have a lot of fun making these types of videos. I hope you guys enjoy watching them. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what you would include that I didn't, or what would you replace? What are those allocated bourbons or whiskeys in general that you just love and you're always seeking out if you can? I do want to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'll see you very soon. Stay insane.